Is there a future for the manufacturing sector in Australia? At a job summit in Canberra today, an Australian-born businessman who's advised the US President told participants that manufacturing has the potential to create more value, jobs and skills than any other sector in the economy. It's a bit of an unusual view in Australia these days, as mining is very much considered the happening industry. Mining sucking up a lot of the labour that once would have gone to manufacturing. And in Western Australia, for example, factories that once trained large numbers of tradesmen are struggling. From Canberra, here's Stephen Long.
All of our trades, we're losing trades. The trades from a manufacturing point of view are now being engulfed by the mining industries. We're finding that we're losing a lot of the tradespeople that have been seconded to the larger paying jobs within the mining industry. So it's leaving us with a real bad skill shortage and the inability to train people.
Frank Mustalia runs a metal fabrication and engineering works south of Perth. It used to make specialised steel products for the mining industry, but most of that work's gone offshore. Now it's catch-22.
Whilst we need employees, we don't have the work to sustain the employees. So the guys that have got their mortgages and have a large commitment can't survive on just a 38-hour week. So what happens is the lure of the 12-hour days, the fly in, fly out, 6 weeks on, 1 week off, that lures all these people. We need to have workers, but we need to have the work for the workers. So the mining industry or the industries that are buoyant at this point of time are just taking all our skilled assets. Now we have to size the casting.
He's still trying to train people, but the work's drying up. The company's cut its workforce from 110 to 70, and there's only one new contract locked in.
In general, things are very, very quiet. I'd say by Christmas, a lot of people will be feeling the heat of no work. I'm feeling it. Financially, I'm feeling it. I'm investing in new equipment. I'm investing in training our people to give them new skill sets or to teach them the skill sets in technology. But can I keep them is the question.
It's about unleashing the opportunities.
At the Jobs Forum in Canberra today, unions sought action.
It's certainly not acceptable that we've got as little as 10% local content going into some of these resource projects we have at the moment. Countries that we have trade agreements with, for example, the US, have policies in place that actually mandate local content.
The unions didn't get that, but they got something. Now, any companies bidding on a project supported by $20 million or more of Commonwealth money will have to present a plan for Australian industry participation, even if it's a state or territory project. There's no requirement for Australian industry involvement, and the government says it's not protectionism, just a level playing field.
If you want Australian taxpayers' dollars, then you're going to have to give Australian businesses a fair chance to compete for work.
And the Job Summit's star attraction voiced powerful support for those concerned about the decline of the manufacturing industry.
Actually, not all sectors are created equal. Manufacturing in particular has the power to create jobs and value and growth to a degree that no other sector can. A resource economy makes sense in the boom times, but what about the downswings?
Andrew Liveris used to get up to no good with the Treasurer.
We used to knock around the University of Queensland in the 1970s, and I can tell you now we're much more respectable these days.
Now he runs the US giant Dow Chemical, and he's President Obama's special advisor on manufacturing, innovation and jobs.
Depending on the type of manufacturing you're talking about, it actually creates anywhere between 3 and 5 jobs outside of the manufacturing plant for every job that's created inside the plant. That's an enormous multiplier effect, and it's fairly unique to the manufacturing sector.
You've got no strong economy in the world that doesn't have a strong, viable manufacturing industry at its base.
But the metal shops south of Perth are no longer strong, and soon they may not be viable.
They have invested millions of dollars to bring technology up to where it should be, and they're just still not getting the work done.
Justin Smith heads the Chamber of Commerce for Rockingham and Kwinana, areas plagued by joblessness in a booming state.
Look, it's very bleak. Unemployment overall, Rockingham, Kwinana's around 10%, Rockingham's close to 9%. Youth unemployment, which is the main issue, is close to 19-20%. Absolutely massive.
20-year-old Steve Starkos couldn't find an apprenticeship after doing a 6-month pre-apprenticeship course. He's taken unskilled manual work in the district.
I've sent out a lot of applications and resumes to different companies. Get a lot of knockbacks, companies not willing to take on extra workers when the work's not available, so yeah, I guess all you can do is try.
The mining industry aren't training up our apprentices. Traditionally it's been the fabricators who train the fitters, the boilermakers and the welders. Now that the mining companies are sourcing these products from overseas, no one's training these people.
With lower profits, less work and little money for training, manufacturers are looking elsewhere for skilled labour.
So what we're having to do now is look abroad, and we're looking into Philippines, India. We've got people coming across from New Zealand. We've got people from Scotland applying. So we are looking abroad for different skill sets to enhance what we do.
The future of manufacturing may lie in new industries beyond the metal shops, but it's going to be a painful transition.
Kwinana is the nursery of the state. It's the place where apprentices are taught and trained so they can go up north and do the work, or go over east or wherever they want to go. If we cut that out, the nursery's gone. What happens then?
Stephen Long with that report.